Oh, see, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This video may never even make it to YouTube. I was just over at my hardwood supplier, picked up some rough sawn white oak, 5/4 white oak, and it's some rough, ratty looking stuff now, but I'm going to show you how I take it from this to a finished laundry room countertop. So let's go. Alright, now at this point, the bottoms of all of these boards under here will run through the joiner. Will run through the joiner so they're nice and flat on the bottom, and they've all run through the joiner up on one edge, which is this edge here on each board. So each one of these edges on my left side here is nice and straight. So now we need to get the right side straight. I'm going to accomplish that on the table saw. So I'm going to take these boards back to the saw, run this edge against the fence, and then that'll leave this edge nice and parallel. But with a good blade and a good saw setup, in my opinion, this side coming right off the table saw will be good enough to glue up. So if you can see now, we've got some ratty joints here between all the boards, which makes sense because only one side of the board is nice and straight. So we're going to make the other side straight now. Okay, so now these joints look nice and tight. The edges are parallel, they're square, the bottoms of these boards are flat. So when these are all pulled together the way they are right now, the joints look really nice. Obviously the tops look terrible, duh. Okay, so we got to address that next. And then this will be ready for a glue up. So the way we're going to accomplish that is with the thickness planer. So we have a nice flat bottom reference point. So we're going to run this through the planer, and it's going to take passes off the top, and it's going to make this nice and flat. Okay, so I switched it up. We're gonna go to a mic for the rest of this video. See if that's better for you guys. So this is gonna be the test. The test of the mic. Okay, all the work with the planer is done. So now when we line all these boards up, we should have a much nicer product on our hands here than previously. So let's take a look and see how we did. Yeah, I think we did good. The top is all looking very nice, so the thickness planer did its job. And the jointing of the boards on the edges, I think we did fine there too. Ideally, when you joint the boards properly and you just butt them up, dry fit next to one another, they're going to be touching everywhere. You shouldn't really be depending on clamps to pull it shut, to an extent. So these boards were jointed pretty nicely. The dry fit looked really good yesterday, but already in this last 24-hour period, you can see, like in this board, I'm looking at this joint opened up a little bit, and that's fine. We're talking the slightest bit. Like once the clamps are on here, I mean, a little bit of clamping pressure, you're gonna need that regardless, that's fine. But you shouldn't have like wildly crowned boards and be trying to like radically draw them together with clamps in your glue up. It should look pretty decent just in a dry fit without clamp pressure. So I think we're pretty much there. I think we did fine with that. So next thing I'm going to do is get the biscuit joiner, and we're going to put some biscuits in the ends of these boards, the edges of these boards, and that's going to help the alignment when we go to do the glue up. So whatever little bit of inconsistency there is with one board maybe being bowed more than the other, and you kind of have this edge that you can catch your finger on, once the biscuits are in there, it's gonna line that up much nicer. So when we go to do the glue up, we don't have to fuss too much. The biscuits they don't really help much with the glue joint itself. The biscuits are really for alignment, in my opinion, and I think most people would agree with that. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to put some biscuits in this stuff. So these big glue ups can always be a little nerve-wracking. There's like a lot going on, and you're always under pressure, feeling like you've only got a certain open time with the glue. And in my experience, just doing like a nice test fit with the clamps and just being as prepared as possible really helps to eliminate that. So I've got the boards laid out. They're going to be sitting on these pipe clamps underneath here, and then I'm going to have another set of pipe clamps I'm going to put on top at the ends, and that's going to just like help distribute the pressure. There'll be two clamps pulling from underneath, two clamps pulling from over top. So that should help prevent like a radical cup in the top. But what's really going to prevent a radical cup in this is these pairs of angle iron, and I've found this to work really good. So I've got, I think it's 2x3 angle. I'll put one piece on each end, and one will go underneath here like that, and one piece is going to go on top like that, and I'll pipe clamp or bar clamp those together, and that kind of makes it so it has to be straight. So that's one other element that I'm going to throw in the mix here. And I cover these steel pipes and these steel angle completely in painter's tape, because as you know, if you've done a glue up before and you let this just sit in place until tomorrow, the metal in place against the raw wood until tomorrow, the glue, when it seeps down through, anywhere the glue touches the metal, you're going to get rust, and that rust is going to be in your workpiece, and that is not good. So we're not going to have that. Everything's coated in painter's tape. So these pipe clamps underneath here already have a piece of painter's tape on top, just like this one, which will be on the top of this piece. So we should not have any rusty metal in contact with any of our nice white oak. So anyway, yeah, we're going to just get this stuff laid out. These are the clamps I'm going to use to clamp the angle together on the ends here. So we got that stuff all ready. And that's about all you can do. Oh, see, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This video may never even make it to YouTube. Clamping this up a bit. Yeah. So we're getting good squeeze out. That's important. All right, so before we go crazy here, we're gonna get these guys on. The floor a little bit, clean up these biscuits that are all over the floor, and we'll be good. But those biscuits worked great. These boards feel nice and flush across the top, so the alignment was good. Yeah, looks great.